everybody, welcome to class 3 in this July beginner series. Today's and next week's class is going to be a little bit shorter, more along the 30 to 40 minute range as opposed to the full hour, but we'll still go through some basic groundwork, some very common poses that you'll see both in my practices and in a lot of other people's practices, so hopefully it'll give you a good foundation. Grab a block or two and a bolster if you like to be extra cozy, and we'll get started. So today we're going to begin on our backs, laying down our spine onto the mat, and then point your kneecaps to the sky, plant your soles of your feet on the mat. Take a moment to just feel the ground beneath you, your points of contact with the earth, and take 3 deep breaths. Go ahead and open your eyes if you close them. We're going to sync breath with movement from the very beginning. We're going to bridge our hips up on our inhale, so press the soles of your feet and the outer corners of your feet into the mat as you lift your hips up. And as you do this, you're going to reach your arms overhead so the back of the hands can touch the earth over your head. And then on your exhale, you'll lower everything down, bottom to the mat, palms of the hand to the mat. Inhale, bridge up, lift the hips up, arms overhead. Exhale, hips sink down, hands to the mat. We'll do about 10 of these just to get everything activated, to get our breath into our outer ribs, our upper chest. Exhale, sink it back down. Inhale, rise up, engaging through your glutes and hamstrings. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Lift your hips. Raise your arms overhead. Exhale. Lower everything slowly. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink it down. Last one, big breath in. Big full exhale. Good. Now, if you have any neck, knee, or hip pain, bring those blocks nice and close. We're going to lay onto our right side. Let's place one of the blocks under our temple on the right side, or under our ear, just to rest on. You're going to stack your hips and your knees on top of each other at this nice 90-degree bend. If you have any hip or knee pain with that, go ahead and stack another block under or between the thighs. Up to you. And then place your hands together in a prayer position, stretch them out long. And we're going to do a nice, what I like to call open and closed book. So on your inhale, slide your left hand along your right arm, open it up to the left. So your belly button will remain pointing to the right, but everything above it can twist open to the left. And then exhale, close it back down, place the left hand back onto the right. Inhale, open the page. Exhale, close it back down. Adjust your block however you need so that you can kind of roll along with it. Big inhale to open, twist to the left. Exhale, left hand places back on top of right. Try to prevent, keep going, the hips or knees from shifting open. Try to keep them nice and stacked here. Exhale back down, one more like this. Big inhale, reach left hand open, twist through your left shoulder, and exhale back down. Now we're gonna do something very similar, but just some nice kind of rainbow arcing motions. So on your inhale, your left hand will reach above, overhead, and back behind you, if you don't have a plant in the way. And you can either do straight arm on the twist open or a cactus goalpost arm where the elbow is bent at 90 degrees. And then on the exhale, you just curve it back down. Inhale, arc it open. Exhale, back down. Just finding new angles to twist into. Inhale, reach that arm overhead and over to the left. And exhale, back down. Good, let's switch sides. Whichever way is most comfortable or easy for you. This is our nice gentle warm up. So lay onto your left side, stack hips and knees. Place your head onto the block, more on the front side of it so that you'll be able to roll open with it. And then place your right hand on top of your left. Stretch your fingertips super far in front of you. Inhale, slide your right hand along your left arm and twist it open to the right. Exhale, place your right hand on top of your left. Take any wiggles or adjustments that you need. Inhale, open your page. Exhale, back down. Remember to twist from above the belly button. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Let's do 2 more. Nice full breaths. Stretch your fingertips a little further in front of you. Inhale, slide your right arm. Open to the right, gaze can follow. And then exhale, close it back down, knit your ribs in towards your spine. Now we'll do those nice arcing motions. So on your next inhale, reach your right arm, trace your fingertips in a semicircle over your head. And then back to the right, either with a straight arm or with a cactus shape. Exhale, back over. Inhale, create your rainbow shape, right arm overhead. Keep your hips and knees stacked where they are. Feeling into that nice twist. Exhale, back down. And we'll do 1 more. Arc it open. And then curve it closed. Good, remove your block. Roll onto your hands and knees, tabletop position. So stack everything wide in your fingers, press them into the mat. We'll take just a couple cat-cows, we've done this before. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail, lift the crown of your head. Exhale, round through your spine, tuck your nose to your navel. Press your palms, separate your shoulder blades. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow, dropping the belly, arcing through the spine. Exhale, engage the core, pull everything in, round your spine for cat. Good, come back to a neutral tabletop. We'll move into what we call balancing table. So we did something similar to this in the last class, but this will be just a little step above that. So on your next inhale, press your right heel into the wall behind you. Keep your spine nice and stable. If that feels good, walk your left fingertips out so you're on tented fingertips. And if that feels good, reach your left arm in front of you. So you're pressing strong through your right palm, strong through the top of your left foot, reaching energetically in opposite directions. And then exhale, knee to elbow, left knee, right elbow. Can come close to touching, can come to the center, or can actually touch. On your next inhale, reach your left elbow and your right knee out to the side at this bent angle. So you're engaging the back of your left shoulder and the right glute. Exhale, back to center. Knee and elbow touch. Inhale, reach them long, stretch them straight. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, bend them out to the side. Exhale, knee to elbow. Remember, for any of these, you can always just plant one of your limbs and you'll find more balance. One more time, inhale, stretch it long. Exhale to center. Crunch it in. Inhale out to this side. Exhale, drop everything down. And give a little shake, take a little cat-cow, whatever you need. Give mostly that right arm a little break. I know it was doing a lot of bearing the weight there. Good. Rise back up into your all fours. And we'll switch sides. So start by really widening those left fingertips, pressing into the top of the right foot this time. Reach your left heel behind you, straighten that leg. Start to walk your right fingertips in front of you. Make a little mountain peak under your hand. If that feels good, reach your right arm in front of you. Big inhale to stretch further. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Come to the center or touch in the center. Inhale, from this bent position, bring them out to the side. Engaging the back of the right shoulder and the outer left glute. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, stretch them long, forwards and backwards. Exhale, crunch it into the middle. Inhale, bend them out to the side. Exhale to the middle. One more time in each direction. Stretch your fingers and your heel long and straight. Nice stable spine. Exhale to center. Inhale out to the side. And exhale, drop everything. Again, sit back on your heels. Take a child's pose or a little cat-cow. And then we're going to move into one of my favorite little sequences, which is a gate pose to a modified side plank. So I think this feels really, really good as a nice warm-up, working into your side body, both stretching it and getting your obliques fired up. So what you'll do is let's kickstand or pivot the right foot out to the side, and then open up your hips so they're facing the left. Now, if you need more space, you can plant that right hand onto a block. Maybe we'll all start here. So your right hip is stacked over your right knee, your left leg is stretching long, and you're sending weight into the pinky edge of that foot. Stretch your right arm up to the sky, or if you have room, overhead so your bicep is framing your ear. This is our modified side plank, because if we took the right knee off, we'd be in side plank. So this is a good warm-up option, a good beginner option. So think about opening up through the left shoulder. Good, and then what we do is we engage our obliques, lift up into gate pose. So now we're stacked. I'm gonna scoot a little bit. Our right hip is stacked above our right knee, and then you slide your left hand down your leg, right arm overhead. Sending breath into the right side body, gaze in front of you or up to the ceiling. So opening that space between each rib here. And especially between your ribs and your hip bone. That area can get really neglected. Good. Now we'll do a little sequence, a little breath movement with it. So from your gate pose, big inhale to stretch a little further. Exhale, drop your right hand onto the mat. Inhale, stretch your left fingertips long, modified side plank. Exhale, engage your left obliques, rise up, push through your hand if you need. Inhale, slide your left hand down, reach your right arm overhead. Exhale, plant your right hand. Inhale, modified side plank. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, gate pose. Exhale, drop your right hand. Inhale, stretch your left fingertips long overhead. Exhale, stack your body on top of your right hip. Inhale, left fingertips down the leg, stretch on over. Good. One more with your own breath sequence so you can practice. Nice job. Come back to all fours, and we'll switch sides. I'll face this way again, just so you can see. Or if it's helpful, I'll face the other way. So from all fours, kickstand your left foot out to the side, open your pelvis to face the right. And then again, let's start by placing our left hand onto a block, just for a little more space. So nice and straight through that right leg, send weight into the blade edge of your foot, and then stretch your right fingertips to the sky, or if it feels okay with your shoulder, overhead. A few breaths here. Think about drawing your shoulder blades down your back just a little bit. You don't have to be super dramatic about it, but just so your ears aren't creeping up towards your shoulders. And press through your left palm. Good. This is modified side plank. Then engage your right obliques, push through your left hand if you need. Slide your right hand down your leg. Reach your left arm overhead for gate pose. You might even feel or hear a few cracks if it's morning. If you haven't ever breathed in this way, it's actually great. I think it feels really good. Good. So our leg position stays the same. Left hip is stacked over left knee. Right leg is stretching long. Now we're going to move through that breathing sequence. So on your exhale, plant your left hand down to the mat. Inhale, stretch your right fingertips long. Exhale, lift the torso up, stack it. And then inhale, right fingertips down your leg, left arm overhead. Gate pose. Exhale, plant your left hand. Inhale, modified side plank, stretch it long. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, gate pose, left arm overhead. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, right heel and right fingertips move in opposite direction. Exhale, engage your side body to rise up. And then inhale, stretch it over to the right. Exhale, lower down. Practice one with your breath. Nice job. Take your time finishing that round, and then we'll meet in tabletop pose, all fours. Take 3 breaths of cat-cow as a nice reset. Energetically pull your hands back towards your knees on your cow pose, and then press your palms strong into the mat on cat pose. Good, last one. Breathe it out, shake it out. And then we'll move into a bit of a bigger vinyasa here. So let's start with a nice plank to down dog for a few reps. From your tabletop pose, tuck your toes under, walk them back a little bit if you need. And then again, we think about spreading our fingers wide, pressing through the palms of our hands, and then separating our shoulder blades. This is called protraction. It really engages the front of your pectorals and your shoulders as you lift your knees up. So plank, nice straight body. Again, I recommend recording yourself so you can see if you're doing this or if you're doing this as opposed to this. I hope I have a straight line. Again, dropping your knees is always an option here. So this plank will be our inhale. Our exhale, we're gonna send our hips high, downward facing dog. Remember, keep as much bend in the knees as you need. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your weight over your wrists. Nice straight body. Exhale, downward facing dog. So that little 3 times, that's going to be our reset between each vinyasa. So we'll get started. Find your way back in your plank pose. And then shift the hips back for a downward dog. We're gonna come in a three-legged dog. So make sure your hands are nice and sturdy. Put all your weight into your left foot. Inhale, reach your right leg high. So it might just lift a couple inches off the mat. You might be all the way up here. Think about rolling your right hip down and your left hip back so the hips are square. We're not gonna open up for this one. So this is our inhale. Our exhale, we're gonna bring that right knee forward. Plant your right foot between your hands. If it gets right here, go ahead and give it a little boost. And then we're gonna rise into warrior one. So since this is a beginner class, let's heel toe our feet a little bit wider. Drop your left heel down so your toes are at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift up. Take any steps or wiggles that you need. So again, your hips are square. Think about rolling your left hip forward, your right hip back. Toes are at an angle. You can take bend in your knee if you need. Arms overhead, gazes forward. This is warrior one. Might require a little more space than warrior two. So that's why if you're a little tighter, instead of being on a tightrope, let's take those railroad tracks instead. Just a wider base of support. So this will be our inhale. And our exhale will move into a extended side angle. So for this class, I want us to just prop our elbow onto our right knee. Again, you can step your foot back or forward, however your body is shaped. People have longer limbs, people have different hip anatomies. So move around, feel around with what feels good for you. So stack your right elbow onto your right knee. Now we roll the hips open to the left. Left foot stays at an angle, or you can parallel the foot if that's more comfortable. Left arm reaches overhead, and then bicep frames the ear. Think about scooping your right sit bone under. In contraction, you can push your elbow into your thigh to open up and twist more. Good, and then we're gonna move into a skater lunge. So all 10 toes turn to face the long edge of the mat, and you bend into your right knee. So take as much or little bend as you need. Eventually, not in this class, but a really good thing to work into is Skandasana or Cossack squat. But we'll start with the skater lunge. So weight is over into the right foot, right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Good, and then on an inhale, star pose, straighten both legs, arms overhead. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Drop the body down between the feet. Take a few breaths here. Let the torso hang heavy. Good. Plant your left hand down. Inhale, twist, reach your right arm open. Exhale, lower right hand. Inhale, push the right hand. Twist left arm open to the sky. Good. Now we move to the other side. So walk your hands to the back of the mat. Step your left foot back to plank pose and shift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Now if you need, drop your knees down, take a little rest. Take a child's pose or cat-cow, otherwise meet me back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left heel to the sky, square your hips. Three-legged dog. Take a moment to just feel into this shape. Draw your navel into your spine, roll your biceps in towards each other. And then exhale, bend your left knee, step that foot forward between your hands. Now our inhale, we're gonna rise into warrior one. Drop the right heel down, walk that foot in a little bit more if you're tight in the hips. Square your hips by rolling your right hip forward, and then stack your body on top of your left leg. Biceps ring the ears, fingertips to the sky. Relax your shoulders from your ears a bit. Lunge into your left knee, but also send weight back into the blade edge of your right foot. And then our exhale, we're gonna open up into extended side angle. So walk your foot back if you need. Rest your left elbow onto your left knee. Stretch your right fingertips overhead. So you're creating a nice diagonal line from right fingertips all the way down your body to your right foot. Scoop your left sit bone under. Twist your right shoulder to the sky. Good. Then we take a minute to come into skater lunge twist. So all 10 toes are facing along edge of the mat. Bend into your left knee. Again, if you're already here and you have your Skandasana or your surfer's lunge, take that. But as this is a beginner class, let's be a little more mellow if we want. Lift your chest. Lunge a bit deeper into your left knee. Good, inhale, star pose. Straighten both knees, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take an extra breath here. Big releasing exhale to hang heavy. Plant your right hand into the mat. Inhale, sweep left arm open. Nice twist, and exhale, back down. Switch sides, twist open to the right. Big breath in, and exhale, back down. Now, walk your hands back to the front of your mat. Step your right foot back into plank. And we'll wipe the slate clean. So inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, nice and audible. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, press the weight back. Good. Let's drop our knees. Take a little child's pose. 3 breaths. Getting ready for the next sequence. We're going to move through that flow, but try to do it a little more mindfully and quickly. Just 1 breath per movement. If you ever need, just pause the video, rewind it, go back to the slower portion if you need. Final breath in child's pose. Good, stretch your fingers long, tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, lift the right heel high. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Inhale, drop your left heel, square your hips, warrior 1. Exhale, open the hips to the side, drop your right elbow to the knee, side angle. Inhale, turn your toes to the long edge of the mat. Exhale, sit into your skater lunge. Inhale, star pose, both legs straight and wide, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Press to your left hand, inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Exhale, drop it down. Press to your right palm, inhale, reach the left hand to the sky. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, walk your hands over to the back edge of your mat, bend into your left knee. And exhale, step back to plank. Inhale for a breath. Exhale, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, reach the left heel high. Exhale, bend your knee, step your foot between your palms. We're going to come into warrior 1 on your inhale, drop your right heel down, square your hips, arms overhead, facing the back of your mat. Now open your pelvis to the right side, drop your left elbow, exhale, side angle. Inhale, all 10 toes face long edge of the mat. Exhale, sit into your skater lunge. Inhale, arms overhead, star pose. Exhale, wide-legged, forward fold. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, down. Inhale, twist open to the right. And exhale, down. Inhale, bend into your right knee, come to the front of your mat. Exhale, step your right foot back, plank pose. Inhale, reach your crown and your heels in opposite directions. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Shift the weight forwards. Exhale, hips lift high, down dog. One more time. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Drop your knees, take a child's pose. 3 breaths. I want you to picture that sequence. Picture the transitions, especially coming into warrior one or side angle, a little bit of those trickier ones. And think, how can I remain calm and maintain my breath through this? We're going to do it one more time. Think about what your body needs right now. Whenever you're ready, come back into downward facing dog. Widen your fingertips, prepare. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Reach that right heel just as high as you want or can. Exhale, step your right foot through between your hands. Inhale, drop your left heel, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, right elbow onto right knee, open the pelvis to the side, extended side angle. Inhale, turn all your toes to face long edge of the mat. Exhale, skater lunge, side lunge. Inhale, star pose, arms overhead. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, twist open to the right. Exhale, fold in the center. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, let the body hang heavy. Inhale, bend into your left knee, walk to the back of your mat. Exhale, step it back for plank. Inhale, stay. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, 3-legged dog, reach the left heel high. Exhale, step it through into a lunge position. Square your hips, drop your right heel. Inhale, warrior one. Keep the breath calm. Exhale, extended side angle. Stretch your right fingertips long. Inhale, all 10 toes face long edge of the mat. Exhale, sit into your skater lunge. Inhale, straighten into both legs, star pose. Big nice stretch, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, twist open to the right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend into your right knee. Walk the hands to frame the foot. Exhale, step back to plank. Clean the slate one last time. Inhale, plank. Big exhale, down dog. Inhale, shift the weight forward to plank. Big exhale, downward facing dog. Last time with your breath. Good. Take your time dropping onto your knees and sitting your hips onto your heels or onto a block or bolster. We'll do one more little challenge and then we'll cool down. So swing your legs in front of you. Sitting onto your sit bones, and then have a block near your feet. We're going to do a couple Shavasana or boat pose preparations, modifications. So boat pose is all about your core. But let's take a few steps to get there. So come to this nice position with your arms, your hands supported behind you. Soles of your feet on the mat, kneecaps pointing to the sky. And then roll your weight onto the front of your sit bones so you're not having this dumping posterior pelvic tilt. So nice straight spine. Good. Now, see if you can bring that block underneath your feet. Bringing your legs a little bit higher. Good. Now try to release one hand to your heart center, and then your other hand to your heart center. Nice deep inhale, straight spine, lift the chest. Exhale, release your hands back down. Inhale, lift your right leg from the block. So let's start with this nice shin parallel to the sky or mat. So your knee is bent as opposed to totally straight. Also, it's morning time, so if you need to open up into your hips a little more, this is a lot in the hip flexors. Take a little roll out. But anyways, here we are. Hands behind us. Inhale, parallel your right shin. Exhale, stay. Inhale, parallel your left shin. Exhale, stay. If you're able, lift your left hand and then your right hand. Boat pose. Stay for 3 breaths. Again, lift your chest on an inhale, straighten your spine. Exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine, engage the front of your hip flexors. Pull everything in. Inhale, number 2. Deep breath out. One last breath. Exhale, release. So if in any class you hear boat pose and you need to keep your feet on the mat or keep your hands on the mat or keep your knees straight bent as opposed to straight, those are all great options for you. So let's lay down onto our backs. Feet are on the wide edges of the mat and just windshield wiper. So drop your knees from side to side. Releasing some of that tension in your hips as they were just engaged a whole lot. Let's come into reclined pigeon. So this is a bit more of a gentle version than half pigeon that you might know of. Plant your left sole of your foot into the mat and then cross your right ankle over your left thigh. So first I want this nice active variation. So think about pushing your right heel down to the corner of the mat, actively engaging through that outer right glute. And you can stay here if this feels nice, if this is a good stretch for you. If you're able, you can reach your hands through that little window, lift your left foot up, and grab for the front of your left shin. Flatten your low spine to the mat, and breathe into the outer right hip. You can make this as active or passive as you want. If the shin is inaccessible, grab for behind the left hamstring. Kind of a nice in between. Let's take 2 more breaths in this stretch. Ignore my dirty feet. Good. Release the bind of your hands. Keep your legs where they are in this figure 4 pigeon shape, but rotate so the right sole of the foot drops onto the outside of the mat. So we're in this funky little twist position, and then you're going to open your right hand up to the side. If you prefer a traditional supine twist like this, like we started out with basically, then take that, but this is just different thing you might see here and there. And I think it works, it stretches into this really interesting outer hip area that I rarely feel, so take it if you want. Let your body sink a little deeper for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, come back to your bridge prep position. So we'll switch sides. Sole of the right foot is into the mat. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Take 1 active breath. Press the right knee or the left knee towards the outer corner. Engage this glute muscle. Good, and then if you wish, you can reach your hands through for the back of your right hamstring or the front of your right shin. If this feels intense and like you can't relax into the stretch, then back off a little bit. It's not a competition. More breaths. On your next inhale, keep your feet where they are, release your hand vine, and then drop the sole of your left foot over to the right. Stretch your left fingertips out to the side and gaze can follow. Again, I like how this feels along the side body. If you prefer, just stack hips and knees on top of each other and twist open. Take your pick. More full breath. Good. Release your left leg long, your right leg long into Shavasana. Outer corners of the mat, arms down by your side. We won't stay long here together, so just 3 full breaths. Let your body drop heavy into the mat. If you have the option, please stay longer in Shavasana. Otherwise, roll onto your side. Take a breath here. And then push through your hands to rise up into a seated, cross-legged, or whatever's comfortable for you position. Hands on your knees, 1 big inhale together. 1 big exhale. Hands at heart center. Namaste. All right, guys, that was our 3rd class. Thank you for joining. I know it's a little more fast-paced, a little bit of trickier transitions or longer holds in plank. We're working our way up. Good job. Always take any modifications that you need. Otherwise, please share this video, share this community. I would love to grow it, and I hope you do too. And I'll see you for class number 4 next time. Bye, guys.